Hi Leo, welcome to your April reading. Welcome back to my channel. So, a lot of the signs in April are going to be in Aries. The sun's tracing through Aries. Venus has just left Aries and moved into Taurus. So the energy for you this month is probably not necessarily big in the way of developments and changes. It's actually going to be somewhat reflective. We have Mercury going retrograde in Aries. We have the Sun in Aries. You know, it's going to be a period where you're finding yourself reliving certain situations or having a deja vu. Jupiter's going retrograde in your 4th house. Mercury will be going retrograde in your, I believe, 9th house with Aries. So travel plans may be disrupted for you. People in different countries that you've not spoken to in a while may get in touch with the Mercury energy and that backwards energy. People that you, if you've lived abroad at one point, you may reconnect with people from there. You may be thinking about moving if you've lived abroad before, so you may be thinking about that. Or you may be just have complete, with all the signs in Aries, you may have complete wanderlust, and you may be traveling to places you're not usually. So, obviously with Mercury retrograde at the end of the month, it can be disruptive, but it's never enough to stop you moving. So let's see what we have going on for you, Leo. Leo. See what we've got. I almost make the point that Chiron, I pronounced it Chiron in the Scorpio video, is moving into Aries on the 16th. It is a comet, it's not a planet, but it will be affecting your 9th house again. So I feel like this period in your life will significantly be to do with residency and travel. And I feel like for a lot of you, you have someone in mind that lives in a different country, or that lives in a different city, in a different town. It's going to be coming into your periphery. It's going to be something you're interested in. It may have been someone you met recently that lived abroad, was long distance, because that Aries energy it really does affect people, possibly universities and things, people that affect your way of thinking. The first card we have, excuse me, is the Lovers. So yeah, we have a romantic interest off the bat, crossed by the Knight of Cups. So you could be dealing with a water sign. As I've said in my other videos, I'm gonna hold back on mentioning different signs because a lot of people comment below and like, why do you do that? And I try to explain it's to do with the cards, but it's a lot of slack. So 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands in the recent past. Okay, so Page of Swords crowning the reading. King of Swords. Interesting. So we have people here. Ace of Wands, Judgment, 6 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords, Leo. Okay. And underneath we have the 4 of Wands. So it's fascinating that there's 2 very contradictory pictures going on here, Leo, so I'll try and figure that out as we go. But I feel like on one hand, you have a love relationship that's come in, and for some reason, one factor, or maybe multiple factors, but something in this relationship isn't adding up, and it could be to do with circumstances. I do feel like distance is coming in quite strongly here with the 6 of Swords. It could be to do with someone who cut you off. I'm feeling like someone's got their defenses up with you, but I will move the cards here, or I'll move the camera so that you can see the cards perfectly. So let's see. See that you're getting this. Yep. Okay. So Leo. On one hand, we have this person coming up in your immediate future. This is somebody that seems to be quite intellectual, or someone who seems to be a rational thinker, someone who thinks with their head rather than their heart, and they seem to be interested in you. You know, they're watching you, but they're also watching this person. So I feel like they can see that there's someone you know, this possibly is someone you're not interested in and there's someone else you're interested in, or you've met someone and you're afraid to move forward because you have somebody else in your heart. And as I say, this could be a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. But you may also have met an air sign, and we have to go with the court cards. They do have elements, but they can also have behavior. So this is someone, regardless of their sign, this is someone you were romantically involved with. The Knight of Cups can sometimes be someone you were engaged to, someone you were in a committed relationship with, or someone who at least made you the promise of that. And this is crossing you because it's hurting you from moving on. The Lovers is all about meeting somebody and falling in love and things, and that's, the energy's there for that, but you're not entirely sure of it. It could be that this person is somewhat unavailable. With the Page of Swords here and the Ten of Wands, it could be a pattern of relationships for you where you put in a lot of effort or you just feel worn out by them. So you're going for people that are quite high maintenance, or the relationship itself is high maintenance and it doesn't feel as easy as I think you'd like it to be. Leo energy is quite playful. So when the energy is feeling very restricted and very hard, it can be a little bit daunting, particularly if you have a lot of fire in your chart. You know, you want to be feeling a lot more excited about things, and there's someone here to be excited for. So it could be any sign, but there's air and there's water. Underneath we have the Four of Wands, so there's possibly communication between you and housing, what are they called? Estate agents or real estate agents, possibly thinking of moving home, moving to a new area. The Wheel of Fortune underneath, I just noticed. So it could, changing where you live or changing where you want to live is the real energy that I'm getting here. But there is something this month, Leo, that you didn't want to happen. So that can be something as simple as finding out you didn't get a job that you wanted, or finding out that you are still heartbroken over something that happened a while ago. That sometimes happens. You know, sometimes you go through life and you're like, why am I not, like, what's wrong with me? I'm sort of in a bit of a funk about this. And then all of a sudden you realize it's because you're not over this, and you think about that person one night and maybe get upset, and you're like, I'm really not as far forward as I thought. But it's okay to grieve a relationship that's over, or one that has run its course, or one that's not working. The Ten of Swords for me a lot of the time is the Ten of Swords to me is a lot of the time just a good cry for somebody. You know, having a good, like, allowing yourself to be upset over something and really feeling it before you can move forward. A lot of the time, the Ten of Swords is an emotional release that needs to happen. Pent up energy, pent up frustrations, pent up upset, rather than a specific event, I find. Because I feel like you're trying to convey yourself as someone that thinks with their head, or you're trying to think with your head and you're ignoring your heart on things, is what I'm feeling. And you shouldn't ignore your heart, because Leo actually rules the heart. It's kind of your organ, so you need to take special care of it. Ten of Cups. Okay, so jeepers. I mean, strength. Yeah, you're getting in the way of your own happiness. You're getting in the way of a romantic relationship that could be everything. And I mean everything. The Lovers and the Ten of Cups is that happily ever after. And what's crossing it? Holding on to a failed relationship, or yourself. Not feeling strong enough to pursue this. Not feeling strong enough to give it a chance. And maybe you don't realize you're doing this. Maybe it's subconscious. Maybe you think you're giving your all, but you're actually throwing out this energy to the person that you're either not interested, or you're maybe just not coming across as being as open to love as you maybe think you are. Because walking away from someone that was cold to you, and I do feel like this is that left out in the cold card, walking away from something that left you with a bit of a chill, it's hard to get rid of. I mean, there's romantic interests coming in, and I do feel like this could be a younger water sign. It could be a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Six of Pentacles. So this has come up for, I think, every other sign. In your reading, it's come up for crowning the reading. So the Page of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, I feel like someone really disappointed you in terms of what they took. It's like someone took something that wasn't theirs. quite a selfish energy coming in. I feel like you'll know what I'm talking about when I say this. Somebody took something that wasn't theirs to take, and it's left you feeling a little bit lacking in trust. So the King of Swords and the World. So we do have Aquarian energy, or someone that possesses Aquarius energy themselves. So it can be Leo, Scorpio, or Taurus. But I feel like you're traveling to see somebody. I feel like you're traveling to see someone that you're interested in, and you're giving it a go. That's what I'm feeling like. Or you're ending a cycle that has not worked for you, whether this is in work or whether this is in romance. Some of you have called quits on somebody who possibly, I feel like this person possibly was interested in money, or this person was more interested in what they can get out of you rather than what they can give to you. It wasn't a reciprocal thing. It's like they were taking things that weren't theirs. With Judgment, I feel like you're calling time on that, but you're still holding on to the hurt. Two of Wands and the Hanged Man. So there's a slight wallowing feeling here, Leo, and it's not by any fault of your own. It's just that sometimes as fixed signs, it's hard to move on from certain things if they were very disappointing to you. I feel like something happened that really, really shook you. And with the Hangman, it's not necessarily a negative card, because a lot of the time it is learning to see things through a different perspective. So he's hanging there. The traditional Rider-Waite always says that he's in a voluntary position. If he wishes, he can undo them himself, should he like to. But he's kind of just hanging out and seeing things from a different perspective. So while there's disappointment in some regard of your life, you need to start changing your focus. So the Five of Wands underneath indicates that you may be fighting with someone, or you may be engaging in petty dramas. It would advise you to just let them go, because they're going to give you unnecessary stress. It's amazing here for me that we have the Ten of Cups and then we have the Ten of Swords. It's really like that your focus is deciding which direction you can go. It's like you can go full. It's like you can go in fully or not at all. You can't dip your toe in this, Leo. You need to go in full-heartedly or not at all. If you're not ready, you're not ready. That's okay. You may just realize you're not ready. This could have been a very long-term relationship that ended, or just a cycle of relationships that seemed a little bit, I don't know, a little bit too much. So messages for Leo for April. Messages for Leo for April. Messages for Leo. Oh, who's that? Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment card. Yeah. You're getting what you're wished for, but that one missing cup is possibly because you're not quite ready. Let me see. I don't know if you're ready for this, Leo. Let's see. The Knight of Pentacles, okay. Some of you are dealing with an earth sign, a priestess. You don't trust your intuition anymore, do you, Leo? Or it's not, like your intuition has let you down and you're having a moment of crisis. You're like, can I make this decision? Will I make the right decision? Will this happen again? It's like you're second guessing yourself a lot. I feel like you were in a relationship but was like doing battle, like you never felt entirely secure, and it has possibly damaged you a little bit in that you're wary of moving forward because you feel like there is a safe area you can get to with someone, and then if you cross it, you're in vulnerable land. I feel like this is sort of it's like no man's land. It's like when you're in war and you're ready to go into the battlefield and you're in the trenches, and that's one thing, and then there's that no man's land, and it's the scariest part. And for you, that's kind of like love, from what I'm seeing. You're okay in the trenches because you can't see everything and you can't feel everything, but once you go over it, you're scared. And I'm thinking with this love relationship, you can see the potential, but you doubt yourself because you've made a mistake before, or you feel like you've made a mistake before. The Emperor, okay. There's certainly someone in your romantic life that's interested in you, and they're very impressed with you. They see you as someone in a very good position. They see you as someone that has a lot going for them. They see you as someone with a lot of power and a lot of prestige, or you may find a partner that you see those qualities in. I feel like you're traveling while the sun is in Aries with the Emperor energy here. And I feel like you're going to be very much, I feel like you're going somewhere where you're almost going to be treated like an emperor. You're going to be treated like, excuse me. You're going to be treated very, very, almost like you're adored. Like you're going to be adored by someone. You're traveling to see someone who adores you, or people that adore you. Maybe you're traveling home, or maybe you travel somewhere new and you realize that you just seem to gel with the people there. I feel Death card. Yeah, there's there's definitely a relationship for some of you, and this is, I have to say this for some of you because this won't resonate with everyone. There's definitely a relationship with an earth sign here that has really come to an end, and I mean really, like, I don't know, with the Death card and Judgment, it feels like something really came to a dramatic end, and I feel like it was dramatic in the sense that things came out that were hidden or possibly never expected. There may have been another person involved, and there may have been kids involved. I feel like this is probably only hitting one or two people, but it's there. Hermit energy with the Chariot and Ace of Wands. Creatively speaking, you know, channeling your passions and things. You have great talents, but you're hiding them. You have a great ability to do something, and there's a moment where you're called to do it and you're too afraid to go forward, which isn't like Leo at all. Eight of Swords. Yeah, you're still feeling trapped by your own thinking. And the Eight of Wands. So travel will open your perspective. People in different countries will open your perspective. You need to get out of your current living situation, Leo, and try something new. You need to venture out of the house. Don't go into hermit mode because it's gonna choke you. You have the ability to begin something really beautiful in love with somebody. And I do feel like for a lot of you there's somebody in a different country. It's not everyone. This could be just someone that maybe born in a different country, something like that, because there's this worldly aspect, this like really beautiful, what's that word, exotic energy coming through. It's someone that really is they're gonna make you feel very, very respected and very, very admired. However, I feel like you have some internal baggage that just needs to be dealt with and released, and then you can move forward and it'll be a new month. Thing is, with the Hangman, you have to change the way you're seeing the world, and I feel like you're going to do that through travel. You're going to do that through stepping out, getting out of the house, even if it's not that far, just venturing out, not going into hermit mode, letting your defenses down slightly, and seeing that there is so many people out there with so much to offer and so many more options than you're feeling. If you're feeling restricted or you're feeling very introspective, it's like you need to realize that there's more to this life than what's going on in that one personal situation, because great things await you, but I feel like you just have to do that little bit of reliving the pain that you went through in your own mind to set it free. Like, you just have to go within and say, I need to make peace with this. Let's sort it out once and for all, and then we can move forward, because you're trapping yourself, Leo. You really are, and there's so many beautiful cards surrounding you, but the outcome cards just suggest to me you need to do that one last look at what's went wrong and what you're going to do about it, not to forget it, but to move on. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, Leo. I will see you again in May. If you want a private reading, you can contact me in the email below, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.